10, it's back. We'll take you back outside across the valley for a look at round 2 of this latest winter storm. Plus, see how Stutsman County is taking a unique approach to keeping people informed about winter weather. And later, why vaccine fatigue might be making the U.S. more susceptible to respiratory illnesses this winter. Valley News Live at 10 starts right now.
This is Valley News Live at 10.
Good evening, I'm Justin Betty. We got a break for most of the day, but it's snowing again in many parts across the Red River Valley. So how will it compare to round 1 and when will it stop? First Alert Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson joins us now with details and your first look at the forecast. Hutch!
Well, I guess we have to be thankful we did get a break in many areas throughout the day today to shovel some of this wet, heavy concrete or oatmeal of snow that covered the valley. Flakes flying now, covering some cars again there at the Luther Family Ford location, and overnight we're going to see more snow. When will it stop, Justin? We're expecting snowflakes to fly through Friday, and for some of us a few on Saturday as well. We tacked on Friday as a first alert weather day, and now we've added Monday and Tuesday too. Let me tell you why. Number one, tomorrow, most of the day, we'll see passing bands of snow, heavy at times and very gusty wind that could create some near blizzard conditions. We're going to see a band setting up somewhere very close to the pink band you see here, 7 to 12 plus on top of what you already have. That'll sneak down into parts of southeast North Dakota to add insult to the 10 to 15 inches you have there already. 5 to 9 more for Fargo and points south and east down the I-94 corridor, so travel to and from the cities through Friday morning at the very least looks to be a little challenging. Lower impacts as far as snowfall goes up in northwest Minnesota and pockets of lakes country. We tackled on next week as well because this Arctic air mass of sub-zero air heads in. The coldest of the season will be below zero all day and dangerous wind chills. It looks breezy as well. Now, here's a look at the snow as we look at that radar. Bands of heavy snow continuing developing just on the border and passing over Fargo, Moorhead, Castleton, Valley City, out towards Lisbon, Oaks, and Windmere. Winter weather advisory for that nonsense overnight, but then tomorrow morning a winter weather warning comes in effect, a winter storm warning for our area, the entire region. Gusty winds, near blizzard conditions west, heavy snow bands are in the forecast. Here's a look at that snow that we got today, by the way, and look at that snow tracker, almost spot on with the forecast as far as how much we would see. Another round coming. I'll have hour-by-hour details on what you can expect, Justin, coming up here in just a minute, and we'll look ahead a little bit to that cold air mass coming as well and how cold it will be.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks, Hutch. We continue our team coverage now of this winter storm, sending things out to Valley News Team's Courtney Lockey for a live look at conditions on the ground in Fargo. Courtney.
Hey, Justin, I've got I-94 here behind me. We're in Fargo, right by the pedestrian bridge. Now, before I pulled over here, I did take a drive around town just to give you guys an idea of what some of the roads look like. We got to hand it to the crews that have been out moving this snow because there's no doubt we have got a lot of it, and the roads look pretty good considering. They said they were going to be fully staffed and out in full force, and that definitely shows. Now, I don't want anybody to think that that means the roads are great or even good. They're not. There's still a lot of slush-covered stuff out there on that. And when it gets cold, that stuff's going to freeze. And the snow that's coming down now, compacted on top of that, it's going to make for some tricky conditions, no doubt, especially here in town. When I was out on the interstate, cars were still going probably about 45 miles per hour. The tricky part is, though, is when you want to get off on an exit ramp. That's where you really got to be careful. That's where the sliding is really going to start. I saw that for myself. I was parked at a light and I had to stay stopped there even though my light was green because I saw a car go sliding right through the intersection. Now, another thing we are keeping our eye on, that wind. It's not blowing now, but it is expected to pick up a little bit. Hopefully some of this snow is heavy enough to where we won't see drifts, but it's something we definitely want to keep our eyes on and be prepared for. You're going to want to tune in tomorrow morning on the Valley Today. They'll get you out the door, get you where you need to go. And of course, be careful and be warm. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio. For now, reporting live tonight in Fargo, Courtney Lockey, Valley News Live.
All right, thank you, Courtney. Now to another story new for you tonight. When dealing with major snow events like what we've seen the last few days, it can feel like there's a lot of information being thrown at you all at once. But Stutsman County's emergency management team has found a way to keep residents better informed on the details of weather events with a sense of humor. Valley News Team's Nishay Taylor explains.
Stutsman County's emergency management is taking a creative approach to how they are informing the public of the latest details of recent snow events. Not only is it creative, it's also providing a sense of humor.
If the National Weather Service can make a map, why the heck can't I? What do I have on my computer? Great. Microsoft Paint, you got it. Let's go.
Andrew Kirk King, Stutsman County's emergency manager, has put his artistic skills to good use. He has found a way to keep residents informed through drawings that were then shared on social media.
I'm giving them really bad news. You're going to be snowed into your house for days at a time. Well, hey, let's break that news a little bit silly.
The drawings provided valuable information like how much snow was set to fall in the area and places where people should and shouldn't be during major snow events. Thus far, Kirk King's stick figures and other creative drawings have caught a lot of attention.
Online, we're getting great engagement. We're getting a bunch of shares. It seems like people are having a lot of fun with it.
But while the images are humorous, he says the bigger goal is keeping residents safe.
If I can do something to save them some headache, whether that's going in the ditch, whether that's running out of food or medication, my job is just to make your life easier so that you can worry about how the Vikings are going to do this weekend rather than having to worry for the basics.
In Jamestown, Nisha Taylor, Valley News Live.
And Jamestown is a stopping point for many people right now because I-94 is closed starting from east to west at Jamestown all the way to Dickinson. US 52 is also closed from Jamestown to Minot. Really, the whole western part of North Dakota is no travel advised or closed right now. But on the eastern side of the state, it's a whole different story. Because we've got very little new snow today and the plows have been out, it's showing either normal, which means maybe a little slushy, or patchy snow conditions across much of the eastern part of the state. In Minnesota also, it's getting worse as the evening goes on, but still better than it was yesterday for sure. Patchy snow and ice on kind of this western little third of the state. Otherwise, normal conditions. If you need to travel, you can probably still do so, but be aware conditions can change. Now, part of the reason the roads were so drivable today was the hard work of snowplow drivers. Our Bailey Hurley rode along West Fargo's only female driver today. Talk about all the work that goes into keeping people safe and the roads safe. You can find that full story on valleynewslive.com or by downloading the VNL News app, which you can download and use for free by searching VNL News in the App Store today. We have some breaking news just into our station. Rescue crews are on the scene at a house in Uland, Minnesota. That's Clay County. The sheriff's office there is able to confirm that much, but not much else. They say it's an active situation that they are still investigating. I know that's not much to go by. We want to let you know that we are working on this. They say we should know more in the morning, so stick with Valley News Live for the updates on the situation in Uland. In other news, a paper shredding truck in East Grand Forks is a total loss after a fire this morning. The fire started outside a local business called DocuShred. Assistant Fire Chief Paul Hansen says this, the truck caught fire inside the building. Workers got it out. They tried to empty it from all the shredded paper to limit the fire from spreading. No one was hurt, but the truck's a complete loss. That fire was ruled accidental. We now know the name of a person arrested during a SWAT incident in Grand Forks this week. Police say 21-year-old Sam Payne Jr. of Fargo was arrested on 2 active warrants, one for possession of child porn, the other for promoting an obscene act by a minor. North Dakota man has now been convicted and will spend nearly 3 decades in prison for the death of 2 teenagers in June of last year. 21-year-old Valentin Mendoza of Grand Forks charged with 2 counts third-degree murder for the deaths of 17-year-old Ethan Carson and 16-year-old Damian Powell. Officers say Mendoza crossed the center line while speeding on State Highway 220 in Polk County, Minnesota, heading into oncoming traffic, and he crashed head-on into the 2 teens' vehicle. A Snapchat video sent to Mendoza's girlfriend from his phone shows he was driving before the crash, saying that he wanted to commit suicide. Mendoza is sentenced to 27 years behind bars. He will get credit for about 1 year already served. Millions of people are expected to hit the skies in the coming weeks for one of the busiest travel times of the year. Officials with TSA ask you to be mindful of what you pack, saying if you want to bring presents with you, don't wrap them ahead of time.
We don't necessarily need to unwrap every present, but if it's going through the scanner and we see something we have a question about, we might need to unwrap it. Gift bags we recommend. Those are easier for us to kind of peek in and see what the item is.
Advantage of all the sticky snow we got today, Caden and Cora in Moorhead got creative building a little snow family, including a puppy. Sisters in East Grand Forks made a huge snowman, and one snowman that may have taken a little bit of a tumble but has some great boots on. Thank you for all these great photos. You can see them and share more on our Facebook page. Our weather team, our storm team, also got in the snowman spirit. Summer had some issues reaching the top. It's a tall snowman. Luckily, we have Hutch, who has some great weather knowledge and some great height. If you have any ideas what to name this snowman, comment under this video, under this story on our Facebook page. But still ahead tonight, hospitals